What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel in-depth video, and today we're going to be looking at Virtual World. So at the moment, Virtual World is a very cool combo deck which has pretty much one priority on your turn one, and that is turboing out True King of all Calamities, or VFD as it's affectionately known. So I'm just going to run through the core of the deck, which is mainly used for all of the combos I'm going to show you. We got 15 combos altogether. The timestamps will be in the description if you just want to skip over the deck part of the video. By all means, just help yourselves, not a problem. So the first thing we're going to look at is the monsters. So we're going to be running two of the Nyannyan, which is great for recycling when this card is banished, because if it special summons itself from the graveyard, which it will do in a lot of combos, you can recycle some of your banished Virtual World cards, which is great. Now all of the other Virtual World cards, so you've got Lili, you've got Jiji, Laolao and Lili, they all have the effect of targeting one face-up Virtual World card and then sending another card type from the deck to the graveyard, and then a follow-up effect as well. So for example, if you've got a face-up trap card, so you got Chuche on the field, you can activate one of the monsters in hand targeting the Chuche, and then you can send either a spell or a monster from the deck to the graveyard. Conversely, if you have a face-up monster, you can target that monster and then you can send a spell or a trap from the deck to the graveyard. So they all have that same effect and then a separate follow-up effect. So for example, Lulu, if you target a face-up trap card, you can send a spell then add a monster, or you can send a monster then add a spell. Jiji will allow you to add a Virtual World monster from your graveyard back to your hand during the end phase, which is very useful for recycling for follow-up plays. Laolao will allow you to special summon from the graveyard, and Lili will allow you to send an additional card from the deck to the graveyard. So with this one, if you target a face-up trap, you can send a spell, for example, special summon Lili, and then send a monster if you want to. So it is an optional effect, it's not mandatory, which is pretty useful. Next, you've got Kauwloon. This is a great combo starter. You're just basically using this to activate a Qinglong or a Jiji directly from your deck face up on your field, and then you have Qinglong. When you send it to the graveyard, you can activate it in the graveyard to add a Virtual World monster from your deck to your hand to then discard a card. Emergency teleport, because you can special summon out Lulu or Nyannyan. Chuche will allow you to pop a face up card your opponent controls, and then allows you to recycle some of your Virtual World banished cards as well with different names. So very useful, and it's good for allowing your True King of all Calamities to go through if it attempts to get negated by certain cards. So yeah, this is a very, very important card within the deck, and a very good card too. So lastly then, you've got Zhongwu. Zhongwu is mainly used for special summoning from the graveyard, and then in the extra deck is pretty much a smorgasbord of different monsters, all of which are pretty much vital to the combos, for the exception of Yugioh. So you have Stardust Charge Warrior to draw a card, you've got Coral Dragon to draw a card but also pop a card on the field, Crystal Wing for negation. This card's my favorite card in the deck, to be quite honest. I love the art and I just think it's a cool card. Then you've got Clay Castle. This card is vital for combos, for summoning Shen back from the graveyard to then overlay those and go into True King of all Calamities. And then you've got Vermilion for helping break boards but also recycle your banished tuners, Croc for drawing cards, and Shen is a great card for the follow-up turn, because you can special summon it from the graveyard, which will allow you to get a lot of damage on board, but also acts as a macrocosmos, so any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead when it's on the field. And then Ultimate Zolkin to get out your Crystal Wing. So Ultimate Zolkin, all it does is, if you set a spell or trap, you can then special summon your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow is brilliant for a particular combo that helps you play around Nibiru, but also just negate any monster effect and make it so that you draw a card instead. Ptolemy M7 is a board break but also recycling cards, which is pretty useful. And lastly then, of course, your True King of all Calamities, which is the main card of the deck. And that is the deck. I'll show you the deck that I am running, which is just basically filled out with all of your usual hand traps and additional cards. So things like your Ash Blossom, you've got your Cypher and Gear Gamma, and other cards such as Pot of Desires. You're running everything at 3 pretty much, so you may as well run this for consistency. And that is it. So now we'll go over into the combos. So yeah, let's see what we can do. So combo number 1 is Lulu and Lulu, or emergency teleport plus 1 discard. So you can activate emergency teleport or just normal summon Lulu, whichever you have in your hand. So we're going to start by doing that. And then you're going to activate the Lulu in hand, targeting the Lulu on the field, and send a Qinglong to the graveyard, special summon Lulu, and add a Chuche to your hand. Next, we're going to activate the Qinglong in the graveyard to add a Lili to the hand, and then discard 1 random card from your hand. Next, you're going to activate Lili, targeting a monster on the field, it doesn't matter, and then send Chuche, special summon Lili, and then send a Qinglong for your follow-up turn. Then you're going to synchro summon Shen with those. Next, you're going to activate Chuche in graveyard, targeting Shen, reduce this level by 3, and then you're going to overlay those into Cloud Castle. And then Cloud Castle is going to summon Shen from the graveyard, and with those you can then overlay into True King of all Calamities. And that will end your turn with 2 cards in hand, a True King of all Calamities on field for disruption, and a Chuche on your side of the field for a pop as well. So that's combo number 1. Combo number 2 is Lulu with Jiji. So first things first, and a discard as well, I forgot to say, so you will have a discard on this one too. So first of all, you're going to normal summon Jiji, and then activate Lulu, targeting Jiji. You're going to send the Qinglong, and then special summon Lulu, and add the Chuche to hand. Next, you're going to activate the Qinglong in the graveyard to bring a Laolao to your hand, and then discard 1 random card. Next, you're going to activate Laolao, targeting one of the monsters on the field, send a Chuche, and special summon itself, and now you have availability to synchro into Shen. So a lot of these combos are going to be quite similar to each other, but it just shows you how many combos that you have available to go into True King of all Calamities. Chuche will reduce the level of Shen, then you can synchro summon Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle is going to bring back your Shen, and then you can overlay those into a True King of all Calamities, and again you have a Chuche on field for a pop, a monster pop or a back row pop, whatever face-up card they have, and that is combo number 2. Combo number 3 is Lulu and Lili. So this one is with a discard as well, so you will need an additional card in hand. So I do need to fix my hand a little bit in this particular portion because I don't have Lili in hand, but that is all good. So we're just going to banish 10, draw 2 cards. Doesn't matter for the sake of this combo. Normal Lulu, activate Lili, targeting Lulu, send Qinglong to the graveyard, special summon Lili, and then send a Chuche to the graveyard as well. Next, we're going to activate Qinglong in the graveyard to add a Lulu to our hand, and then discard 1 random card. Then we're going to activate Lulu, targeting one of the monsters on field, and send a Kauwloon. It doesn't matter what you send there, to be honest. And then add the Chuche to the hand. Then we're going to synchro summon our Shen with that. And again, Chuche in the graveyard, reduce the level by 3. Instead of sending Kauwloon, you could have sent John Woo if I didn't have it in hand already. But it doesn't really matter. You can send a Qinglong for your follow-up turn. But I think I banished them with Pot of Desires, if I remember correctly. And then again, Cloud Castle is going to bring back our Shen, and then we're going to overlay those into a True King of all Calamities, and we have a Chuche as well. We would only have 2 cards in hand, but we had Pot of Desires, which allowed us to get another card. Combo number 4 is Lulu and Laolao. So on this particular one, we did activate Lili, which gets negated, so just ignore that portion of the combo. So normal summon Lulu, Lili will get negated. This is what you can do if you open with multiple names in hand. Next, we're going to activate Laolao in hand, targeting our Lulu. Once that actually gets negated, there we go, finally. And then we're going to send our Qinglong, special summon our Laolao from hand, activate Qinglong in the graveyard to bring our Jiji to the hand, and then discard 1 random card. Gigi's going to activate targeting a monster. We're going to send a Chuche, special summon our Jiji, and that will allow us to bring back a virtual world monster from our graveyard to our hand during the end phase. We're going to special summon Shen, and then activate Chuche to bring down the level of Shen by 3, and then we're going to overlay those, not overlay, sorry, we're going to synchro summon Cloud Castle. And then Cloud Castle is going to bring back our Shen, and we will then, when we bring it back, overlay for True King of all Calamities. Now in this combo, unfortunately, we don't open with Chuche, so we are not able to get that on field. However, we do have a Lulu in the hand for the follow-up turn and 2 additional cards. Combo number 5 is with Lulu and Nyannyan, or emergency teleport. So we're going to activate emergency teleport or normal summon our Nyannyan, whichever one we have in hand. And then once we have done that, we're going to activate the Lulu, targeting the Nyannyan, and send our Qinglong, and then special summon itself and add our Chuche. Next, we're going to activate our Qinglong in the graveyard, bringing our Laolao to the hand and discarding one random card. Then we're going to activate our Laolao to target a monster, send our Chuche, special summon itself, and then go into our Shen. Again, you're going to see the familiarity here. Chuche is going to bring down the level of Shen so that we can synchro summon our Cloud Castle. Our Cloud Castle will bring back our Shen. And then we can set our Chuche ready for our opponent's turn so that we can pop a face-up card on the field, whether that is their card or True King of all Calamities, whatever we need to do. Combo number 6 is with Lulu and Kauwloon, and you don't need any discards from this one, which is good. The reason for that you'll see in a moment. So first things first, we're going to activate our Kauwloon, and we are going to get our Chuche directly activated onto the field. Kauwloon is a brilliant card. Lulu is going to target our Chuche, send Qinglong, special summon itself, and then we're going to add a Jiji to the hand. Next, we're going to activate Jiji. We're going to target the Lulu so we can send Chuche and special summon onto the field. Next, we're going to overlay those into Stardust Charge Warrior. Now, this is why you didn't need a discard card in hand, because you draw a card and then you discard. So we activate Qinglong to bring back a Laolao, and then we discard the card that we drew, and then we can activate Laolao, targeting Chuche, send Nyannyan to the graveyard, and special summon Jiji, which will then allow Nyannyan to activate to special summon onto the field as well. Next, we're going to Nyannyan and Stardust Charge into Croc to draw a card, and then we're going to overlay the other two to go into Shen, and then that will allow us to go into True King of all Calamities. And not only that, we have 4 cards in hand, but also during the end phase, Jiji is going to activate to bring back our Lulu for the follow-up turn, so we've got 5 cards in hand. So this combo is absolutely insane. Combo number 7 is Lulu and Kauwloon. Again, this is a different combo you can do. So very similar, but it just depends whether you want to end on True King or this board that you'll see now. So again, activate Kauwloon. You're going to do the Chuche combo. Then Lulu will target the Chuche. We will send the Qinglong, and then we will special summon and then add the Lili to the hand this time. Next, we're going to activate Lili, targeting the Chuche, send the Jiji, and then special summon and then send a Qinglong ready for the follow-up. Then we're going to synchro those into Shen. Next, we're going to activate Qinglong to bring a Laolao to the hand and then discard a card. Next, we're going to activate the Laolao, targeting the Chuche. We're going to send a Nyannyan, then we're going to special summon Laolao and the Lili, and then we're going to overlay those. Overlay those into Ptolemy M7. Then we're going to activate the M7, discarding a card, and we're going to bring the Jiji back to our hands, which we haven't activated the effect of yet. Next, we're going to activate Jiji, targeting the Shen to send the Chuche to special summon itself. The Nyannyan in the graveyard is going to activate to special summon itself as well. And then we're going to activate the Chuche to increase the level of Jiji, or Nyannyan, doesn't matter, to go into our Croc. Our Croc is going to draw the card. I'm calling it Croc because I can't be bothered to remember the name of the, because it's just too long. And then the Nyannyan is going to recycle our Chuche that is banished back into the deck, and that will help us on the follow-up turn. And then during the end phase, then Jiji is going to bring back our Lulu. So you've got a bit more of a defensive board there. However, you can't really interrupt as much. Combo number 8 is with Lulu and Qinglong. So first things first, you're going to activate the Qinglong when that comes up. There we go. And then we're going to activate the Lulu in hand, targeting the Qinglong. We're going to send the Chuche. We're going to special summon Lulu and add our Jiji to the hand. Next, we're going to activate the Jiji, targeting the Lulu this time to send Qinglong and then special summon. Qinglong is going to activate in the graveyard, banish itself to add the Laolao. Then we will discard 1 random card. Next, we're going to overlay those, or synchro those, into Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior is going to draw us a card. We're then going to activate Laolao, targeting Qinglong to send the Nyannyan. The Laolao is going to special summon Jiji from the graveyard, and then Nyannyan is going to special summon as well. Next, we're going to synchro Stardust Charge and the Nyannyan into Croc. Croc is going to draw us a card. And then we're going to do Jiji and Laolao into Shen. And then with Shen and Croc, we are going to overlay those into True King of all Calamities. And then we can set our... Oh no, we didn't draw Chuche this time. So Jiji is going to activate and bring back Lulu to the hand. Combo number 9 is Qinglong and Lulu again. So this one ends slightly differently. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Qinglong. And then we will activate the Lulu in hand, targeting the Qinglong, and send our Chuche, special summon Lulu, and then add our Lili to the hand. Next, we're going to activate Lili, targeting the Lulu to send the Qinglong, and then we'll special summon it and then send the Zhongwu for later. Qinglong is going to activate in the graveyard to add Jiji. Then we are going to discard one random card. And then we're going to activate the Jiji, targeting Qinglong to send our Laolao, special summon itself. Then Chuche is going to decrease the level of Lili. Nyannyan and Lili are going to overlay into Gossip Shadow, so this protects us against Nibiru. Zhongwu is going to target the Laolao in the graveyard to special summon it, and then we will discard one random card. And then we are going to synchro summon Vermilion Dragon Mech. Vermilion Dragon Mech is going to activate, banishing Laolao to target itself, to then pop itself. And then in the graveyard, it's going to add the Laolao back to our hand. And we haven't activated the Laolao effect yet. So we're going to activate it now, targeting the Qinglong, send in our Lulu to special summon. It doesn't matter what you send. You could have sent Nyannyan. I don't think it really matters too much. Special summon Jiji, overlay those into Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle bring back Vermilion Dragon Mech. And then we can overlay those into True King of all Calamities. And then that ends with Jiji activating during the end phase to bring back the Lulu to our hand for follow-up. And yeah, that's our end board. Combo number 10 is Jiji, Laolao, and one discard. So first things first, we're just going to normal summon our Jiji and then follow up with our Laolao, sending Qinglong to the graveyard to special summon Laolao. And then following up with that, we'll activate Qinglong in the graveyard to add Lulu to our hand and discard one card. Next, we will activate Lulu, targeting a monster to send Chuche, special summon itself and add Kauwloon to the hand this time. Next, we're going to synchro summon our Shen with Jiji and Laolao, and then activate Chuche in the graveyard to reduce the level by 3, and then go into Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle will then bring back our Shen. We can overlay those for a True King of all Calamities, and then activate our Kauwloon to get our Chuche onto the field. And that's our end board. We've got 2 cards in hand, we've got Chuche live, and we have True King of all Calamities ready to disrupt. Combo number 11, we have Jiji, Kauwloon, and one discard. So once we've opened up, we're going to immediately activate our Kauwloon to get Chuche onto the field. And then once that has resolved, we are going to activate Jiji in our hands, targeting the Chuche to send Qinglong to the graveyard to special summon itself. Next, activating Qinglong to add a Lulu to our hand and discarding one card in our hands. Next, we're going to activate Lulu, targeting Chuche to send Qinglong to the graveyard for our follow-up turn, and then end that by adding Laolao to our hand. Next, we're going to synchro summon Star Discharge Warrior for a +1. Once we have done that, we're going to activate Laolao, targeting Chuche. We're going to send Nyannyan to the graveyard, special summon Laolao, special summon Jiji, then activate Nyannyan in the graveyard to special summon itself. Next, we are going to Nyannyan and Star Discharge Warrior into Croc, and then Croc is going to draw us another card. And then we have access into our Shen with Laolao and Jiji. And from there, we will overlay into our True King of all Calamities. And in our end phase, we will activate Jiji to bring the Lulu back to our hand. So we end our board with VFD, Chuche, and then of course a 5-card hand as well. Combo number 12 is a Laolao, Kauwloon, and one discard. So we're going to begin the duel by activating Kauwloon to then get Chuche onto the field. Next, we're going to activate Laolao, targeting Chuche to send the Qinglong to the graveyard and then special summon Laolao onto the field. Then we're going to activate Qinglong, adding our Lulu to the hand and then discarding one card. Next, we'll activate Lulu, targeting the Chuche to send Qinglong for the follow-up turn, special summon Lulu, and then adding Jiji to our hand. Next, we're going to activate Jiji, targeting the monster to send Chuchi to the graveyard to special summon Jiji. Then Jiji and Laolao are going to synchro summon into our, when it loads, Shen. And then Chuchi in the graveyard is going to lower the level of Shen by 3, so that then we can immediately synchro summon with those into our Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle is then going to activate, bringing back our Shen, and then we can overlay those into our True King of all Calamities, and during our end phase the Jiji will activate to bring back the Lulu to our hand for the follow-up turn. So we end with 3 cards in hand, a VFD and a Chuchi on the field ready to go. Combo 13 is possibly my favourite, so you got Laolao, Lili, and either Jiji, Nyannyan or Emergency Teleport. So first of all, what you need to do is get Emergency Teleport or Nyannyan or Jiji, so you have a normal level 3 monster on the field. So you're going to do that first, and then you're going to activate Lili, targeting the normal monster to send Zhongwu to the graveyard, special summon Lili, and then send Qinglong. Next, we're going to activate Qinglong to add our Lulu to the hand and then discard 1 card. Next, we're going to activate Lulu, targeting Lili. We're going to send Chuchi to the graveyard, special summon it, and then add our Kauwloon to the hand. Next, we're going to synchro summon Coral Dragon with Jiji and Lulu, and then immediately get those off into Ultimate Zulkan. So Coral Dragon is going to draw us a card, and then we're going to set Kauwloon to activate Ultimate Zulkan to get Crystal Wing Dragon onto the field, then activate Kauwloon to get Chuchi onto the field. Next, we're going to activate Laolao, targeting Chuchi to send our Qinglong to the graveyard for follow-up. Laolao is going to special summon and then special summon Nyannyan, and with those we are going to go into our Shen. And from there we're going to activate Zhongwu in graveyard to special summon our Lulu and then discard 1 card. Then activate Chuchi to bring the level down of Shen by 3, so that then we can I keep doing this, synchro summon Cloud Castle, and then Cloud Castle will special summon the Shen back, and then from there we can go into our True King of all Calamities, ending with Crystal Wing, Chuchi, True King of all Calamities, and 1 card in hand. Ultimate Zulkan is pretty much dead at this point, it's not doing anything for us, but this is just a very fun combo. I just love Crystal Wing, so yeah, that's this. Combo number 14 is Lili, Kauwloon, and 1 discard as well, which we do get back later, so it doesn't matter all that much. So first of all, you're going to activate the Kauwloon to get out Chuchi onto the field. Now, I do need to change this combo up a little bit because I do have Chuchi in my hand, but the end result is the same. Then Lili will send Qinglong and then Nyannyan as well, and then Qinglong is going to activate to add Lulu to the hand, and then we're going to discard 1 card from our hand. Next, we're going to activate the Lulu, targeting the Chuchi, sending Qinglong for our follow-up turn, special summon, and then add in the Jiji to the hand. Next, that will allow Nyannyan to special summon himself onto the field, and then Nyannyan and Lili are going to go into Croc, which is going to draw us a card. And Nyannyan is going to chain block by putting Qinglong back into our deck as well. You can do this if you want to. I think it's worthwhile just for Ash Blossom, if they haven't already used it. Next is going to be Jiji, activate Jiji target inside Lulu to send Qinglong. Now you would send Chuchi here if I hadn't already had Chuchi in the hand to discard earlier. So you just send Chuchi at that point. And then Chuchi to bring the level of Jiji up, with Lulu to go into our Shen. There we go. And then Shen and Croc are going to overlay into True King of all Calamities. Very fun dragon. And then during the end phase, Jiji is going to activate in graveyard to add the Lulu back to our hand, ready for our follow-up turn. Combo 15, and our final combo is Lili, Qinglong, and 2 discards. So it's a little bit heavier on the investment side, but it's worth it if you do open a little bit dead. So we're going to activate our Qinglong from the hand, and then activate our Lili to target the Qinglong to send the Zhongwu, and special summon Lili, and then send our Lulu. Next, we're going to activate Zhongwu in graveyard to target the Lulu to special summon it. And then we are going to discard 1 card, of course, synchro summon Vermilion Dragon Mech. Vermilion Dragon Mech is going to activate to banish the Lulu to target itself. It will then destroy itself and activate in graveyard to add the Lulu back to our hand. There we go. So next we're going to activate the Lulu, targeting the Qinglong to send the Chuchi to the graveyard, special summon Lulu, and add our Jiji to the hand. Next, we're going to activate our Jiji to target the Lulu to send a Qinglong to special summon Jiji. And then we're going to overlay those two into Gossip Shadow. That way now we're protected against Nibiru or Ash Blossom. And then activate Qinglong to add Laolao to our hand, discard one card. And then we will activate the Laolao, targeting the Qinglong to send a Lulu and special summon itself and special summon Lili from the graveyard. And then Chuche will lower the level of either Laolao or Lili, doesn't matter, so that we can go into Cloud Castle. And then Cloud Castle will bring back our Vermilion Dragon mech. And with those, we can overlay into True King of all Calamities. So we end the board then with Gossip Shadow, True King of all Calamities, a Qinglong, and Jiji will activate to add the Lulu back to our hand for the next turn. And that is all combos. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. It's greatly appreciated. Be sure to let me know what archetype you want me to cover in the next in-depth. And yeah, I'll be sure to cover some combos for that one as well. But otherwise, look after yourselves and I'll see you next time. Peace.